Hello, 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 good morning. It's Columbus Day. And now I will talk about single payer healthcare. Okay. I should not have started this video off with a half-assed parody of Hanging by a Thread by Billy Talent. My favorite band, by the way, and they are from Canada, a country that has universal healthcare. That's the subject of this video. I would like to talk about why I support single-payer universal healthcare and why you should too. This video is completely unscripted. I did have some thoughts of things I wanted to touch upon, but I don't have a script in front of me. Alright, so first thing is that, first off, we're the only industrialized country, like Bernie Sanders says, we're the only industrialized country that does not guarantee free health, or almost free healthcare for its citizens. And that's a big deal because we're conducting a lot of military offenses, but I think that what would really make America great again was if we could guarantee our citizens the right to certain social programs. When you think about it, our police, our fire department, every other emergency service is paid for by taxes. Why can't healthcare be as well? Single-payer healthcare would actually save money, both for individuals and for the government, because America spends more on healthcare than a lot of other countries, even though our quality of care is pretty low compared to a lot of other developed countries. And people are just, we have people going bankrupt because they can't afford their medical bills. That just should not be happening. Like, you can't help, like, almost everybody in the US is within one major illness of going bankrupt or having serious financial trouble. And that's just wrong. It is the way. In a few minutes, I'll deal with like arguments against it, but first, I would like to say this is an important issue for me because when I was a baby, I've told this story before, but when I was a baby, I got very sick. I had viral meningitis, and I was in the hospital for a few days. And it's something that you can type on the internet, but you get emotional when you actually talk about it with your vocal cords. And when that happens, when you get as sick as I was, like, you should be able to afford the best care. And that should not depend on whether you're rich or poor. And yeah, that's why I support it. Now, some arguments against it. A lot of people will say government being involved in healthcare is an absolute disaster. We should not have government be involved in healthcare. Well, guess what? Government is already involved in healthcare. The government's fingers are already in every hole on the ship of healthcare, the sinking ship of the U.S. healthcare system. I will be clear, the Obamacare, while it has done a lot of good, is not perfect, and a single-payer system would be much, much better. That is not to say that Obamacare is not better than, it was better than the American Health Care Act, better than the Better Care Reconciliation Act, better than the Skinny Repeal, and definitely better than Graham Cassidy. Because my own home state of Massachusetts would have lost a lot under Graham Cassidy because Deval Patrick expanded Medicaid. And that bill was specifically designed to punish states that tried not to sabotage Obamacare as much as possible. But yeah, we already had Medicaid and Medicare, and we had that before Obamacare. So when people say that, oh, when the government got involved in healthcare, like, it got so much worse, like, shut up. And I'm assuming you think that the European healthcare system is better because in Europe, guess who? Nobody goes bankrupt because they get meningitis or something. And yeah. Other people say, oh, there's people who eat their way into diabetes. All those people who are like, oh, there's people who ate their way into diabetes, and like, I don't want to pay for their health care. Well, one, not everyone can completely. Not everyone makes a conscious decision. Oh, I'm gonna eat a lot of disgusting, horrible foods for you until I get diabetes. Like, most people don't necessarily make that conscious decision. And like, who knows? You could be involved in a car accident. A lot of people have a problem with Obamacare's individual mandate. But Claire McCaskill had a good analogy of a 27-year-old man who has the choice between buying a health insurance policy or a Harley, buys a Harley, gets into an accident, receives tons of money in medical care, and then everyone else has to foot the bill. So, government is already involved in healthcare. Deal with it. And let's see. People say it wouldn't work on a country this big, but it would work. It would work on a country this big. It really would. The only problem is getting politicians to comply with it, which might be an uphill battle because we've got so many corporate Democrats in office. Half the Democratic Party is owned by corporations. And all the Republican Party is. Don't get me wrong. The Republicans are much, much worse than the Democrats. This is why we should primary Dianne Feinstein next year, because she doesn't support single payer, and in California, like, that's what a majority of Californians support, I'm sure. It's in a parody song I started making Smash Mouth, I sing, it's a blue state, and they say it gets bluer. Okay, I'll stop singing. The point is, universal healthcare would save us, both as people and as a society, a shit ton of money, a metric shit ton of money. And they always say, oh, you get insurance from your employer. Yeah, and they take that out of your salary. So you would, and yes, your taxes would go up, but you're not paying exorbitant amounts of money for premiums. So really, you are saving money. You would be saving money if we switch to a single payer system. That is about all I have to say about that. I just hope that if you watch this video, you will think honestly about it. Goodbye. Happy Columbus Day.